We're not that much further ahead in game because we've hit the transfer window and the World Cup, which I do plan to show you. But first, I'm going to zoom this in because our board or directors or whoever signed an under 18 sports scientist. Look at that hair. That is amazing. We've also spent 800 grand on a player. But first, let's go take a look at what's going on in the World Cup. Now, my friends, I didn't save like at every stage of the World Cup. That's not really our bag here in South Korea. We're not here to focus on the international management side of things, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So I'm just going to show you kind of like the group stage, the group stage, frog in my throat, and then we'll look at like the stages that have come after that. It's actually still ongoing. South Korea in the game, I think ranked 31st in the world, but also it's kind of hard to tell. And I'll show you the timeline because it says like here's the timeline of the world rankings, but then it says July 2026 down in like this corner over here. Them. So despite my frustrations with Football Manager, I find international management somewhat interesting. So as you can tell here, I don't think South Korea played this many games. Oh, there's my hand. It's over here. I have to make a little tiny circle. Just in July, it says date randomly. It is what it is. But let's go take a look at the group stage here. In the group with the United States and Ghana, because as you do, if you're the US and Ghana, you must be in the same group together, World Cup history. The US actually comes out on top, 6 points, even with Ghana. South Korea in that third place spot, highlighted blue because I think they are one of the top of the third place teams. Let's just take a look at Canada gets through with Serbia, Poland and Japan over Mexico. Unhappy times in Mexico, considering they're hosting along with the United States and Canada. Oh gosh, can you imagine? More likely to happen to the US at this point in reality, I think. Austria, Belgium, and Egypt through, Portugal, Australia, and Haiti from CONCACAF getting through. Go on, son. Spain and Croatia, as you would expect. Brazil and Denmark with Mali. Germany, Ukraine, Paraguay, Italy, Netherlands, England, Morocco, France, Colombia, Tunisia as well. Ireland topping the group with Argentina and Senegal. Come on, lads. Come on. I had not looked at this. I really should do that experiment because it's stuff like this where you're getting to see me discover it live. Ireland, top of the group with Argentina. Go on then. This could be formatted better, I think, personally, but the United States beats Japan in the second round. Belgium stomps Australia 5-2. Serbia threw on penalties. Spain over Tunisia expected. Ghana over Canada, which maybe you would expect. Poland over Paraguay. Portugal over Senegal, quite resoundingly 4-0. Croatia squeaks by Austria 1-0. Brazil on penalties over Virgil van Dijk. And the Orange, oh, cut that out. Colombia in probably one of the best games of the second round, 3-2 over Morocco. Germany 3-1 over South Korea. So our lads coming home. Ireland over Egypt, which is probably if you're Ireland, you are super thrilled to get Egypt as a draw. Denmark over Ukraine. Italy threw in penalties over Chile, and France smashes Haiti as you'd expect. England 4-1 over Argentina. Ooh, an inquisition. In the round of 16, the United States loses out to Spain 2-1. But, I mean, the fact that they get to the round of 16 and lose to Spain 2-1, I think you go, as a U.S. supporter, you go, that's better than I thought we were going to do. Belgium over Serbia, Croatia over Ghana. I don't think really any surprises there. 2-1 for Belgium. Maybe that might be, pretty close. Portugal over Poland, 4-3 in extra time. Brazil beats Ireland 1-0. Good result for the Irish, I think. We're gonna go take a pause here at some point. Go take a look at the Irish squad. Like what has happened there? And Germany over Colombia 3-0. England playing Denmark and France and Italy have not kicked off yet. Let's go take a look at the Irish squad. Like what is the Kelleher, as you do? Congratulations on your move to Brentford because I know you watch this channel, son. I know Nathan Collins on this list. Josh Cullen, Jason Knight. Wasn't Jason Knight a cabin Teely lad? OGs of the channel, go ahead and leave a little comment if you remember Jason Knight from Cabinteely, which no longer exists because they merged. Evan Ferguson, sorry. Bazunu losing out to Kelleher in the starting spot. That's kind of interesting. Matt Doherty, 35-year-old lad. Adam Edith, Troy Parrott from back in the day. I'm just, I don't. You're like, Matt, this is South Korea. No, we're switching. It's Ireland. That's what we're doing. And then let's take a look at the United States squad. There's Potch, as you do. Who decided it was worth showing up? Slonina in between the sticks over Matt Turner. Interesting. Matt Miazga on the squad. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at the subs. Cameron Carter Vickers, Chris Richards, Jedi Robinson, Musa Adams, Weah Tillman as the 10. Christian Pulisic, Josh Sargent up top. Interesting. Dest on the bench, but we don't know it's like rotation injuries or whatever. Weston McKinney, Gio Reyna, Luca De La Torre, Jordan. Just Jordan? His name's Jordan. Jordan Morris? Oh, Jordan Pifok, or whatever his actual name is. Theosin Jordan Sibachu. Why does it say just Jordan? Hey, Husfera. I hope you've stuck with me this long. It is what it is. Because I know I have a lot of folks that are fans of the English national team. Let's just take a look. Ramsdale. Okay, James, John Stones, Gahey, Trent as a DM with Declan Rice, Saka, Bellingham, Rashford. That's just disgusting. Rashford, okay. Harry Kane. Where is Rashford in the game? Let's take a look. Manchester United, get in. Did he have a good season? 36, 13 goals, 5 assists, 5 players a match, 739. Turns out, like, there's a good player there. Harry Kane. Okay, interesting. Like, just a disgusting amount of riches at this squad. Like, come on. So, as I mentioned, bringing us back to FC Seoul, we have spent 800 grand on a player, and I think it changes everything. That's why I'm actually doing this video, because I'm not real sure what to do about this one, my friends. So your comments will be helpful on that. I do have 2 other things to show you before we show you the player. Let's go take a look at our youth intake preview. And if there's anything you're really curious about in that World Cup thing, leave a comment and I'll look it up and reply back to you. I guess I'm just confused, my friends. You see that, and I'm not sure why this is cut off up here, but excellent intake, first class. If you highlight over, it says has the potential to be a real golden generation for the club. All C's. And then you get down here, wide midfielders are D's and wingbacks don't exist. That's fine because we don't play a system with wingbacks. Is that because I don't understand this game? Is it because we just don't have much of an under 18 squad and it's like, ooh, players, period. Even if they're just bang average. Yay, golden generation. That sounds like a golden generation to me. And our very own Marco Antonio, DM/right back extraordinaire, got the goal of the month. And I just thought we should probably watch that. That seems, it's not like you're getting your striker getting goal of the month. All right. So it's our 22-year-old passes over and he just, is that goal of the month? I guess it's right from the distance and the angle and all that kind of stuff. It was a lovely goal. Like they asked me about it in the the press conference afterwards. I mean, it's from distance, and he definitely pinged it. But yeah, I thought it was. I remembered it in my brain being more impressive than just that angle, and I'm not sure what's going on with the ad board either. Now, my friends, I just learned something new that you can go to the world knowledge. You go to scouting coverage, scouting assignments. You click on world knowledge, and you can click the little, magnifying glass, and it'll zoom in. Does that do you any good versus not being zoomed in? I don't. There's nothing. It doesn't show you anything. I think that could be improved. I didn't know that was the thing. Anyway, we picked up a player from this South Europe region, which we don't know anything about. which is kind of funny when you think about it. Are they even on the list here? This is great content. I guess I could have just looked at the map. We picked up a player from a place we don't have any knowledge of. I'm not entirely sure how that has happened, my friends, because I've checked a couple of times and they're not on the list. So we've bought a player from FK Sukoriki Beograd. Easy for me to say. Let's just see. Finished a whopping 11th in the Superliga last season. We've signed Mihailo Svetkovic. Hopefully that's somewhere in the ballpark of how you say it. He is a 20-year-old striker. The board must be pleased with this, please. On 9.75 grand a week, we spent 825 grand. You can see all the stuff here. Important player contract. Definitely not Asian. But also willing to take a clause saying that I would loan him out. Maybe he's more adept at the South Korean registration and substitution rules than I am. But I think this changes a lot of things, my friends. It changes planning. I'm gonna hop forward. This is on June 18th. I'm on July 3rd in the game. I'm gonna hop back to July 3rd because he's here now and we can kind of see what he looks like. And Alex Murphy's shown up too. And then we can discuss what we might do with the squad. All right, my friends. We played one friendly that two friendlies he subbed in at one and started in the other. He gave us a 10.0. Now that was against a pretty low level team in South Korea, but you got a 10.0 on like your first start in a friendly, like it makes me want to change things, but I'm not sure what to change. And I also love, let's just zoom up here, star K League 1 player, but also could improve slightly to what? Global superstar? Somebody right now, or many somebodies, is like, yeah, I know that guy because I know the Serbian league better than you do, GHG, which would be true. The downside here, okay, so we paid 825 grand. Is his agent like first negotiation, no chance to remove it, 1.2 million minimum fee release clause required. Unfortunate, my friends. So that's, technically about a 50% increase over what we paid, but like he looked real good, y'all. I'm not sure if we're going to find a team in South Korea willing to take him on loan based on his wages, or if we're going to have to see if somebody from Europe is paying attention and we could loan him out there. We have him listed for loan. I would like to figure out how to not list him for loan, but also play him. But that's going to require some stuff. But okay, let's one thing at a time, my man. Svetkovic is an attacking third player. He is a striker, and he has the coveted complete forward. Remember how he played multiple seasons with players playing complete forward at Kagoshima but never picking it up? He knows it. Yay! He's 5'9", so you think from a target forward aspect of being a complete forward, maybe not as much, but has the hold up play, is relatively strong, good physicals, 20 years old, 14 finishing, strong mentally, not completely two-footed, but fairly strong left foot with a very strong right foot. Loves to play no through balls as a striker. I guess as if he's playing the attacking third, and cuts inside from the left wing, which makes sense being right-footed. So he's like, Mo Salah on the left, rather than just a straight winger. His crossing is a 10, so that makes sense as to how he would develop that way. I am absurdly excited about this guy. Now, it's probably definitely influence that he put in 2 goals and 2 assists at a 10.0, again, in a rubbish friendly. But when you see and he went full 90, comes in, and you go, okay, you worried about peripheral squad because he doesn't speak the language, and just to verify for you, is just Serbian. I mean, not just Serbian. He's not Asian. He's not Japanese. He's not South Korean. He doesn't fit any of those things, but he's quite good. Do we have a biography? Yep, new signing. Joined from Serbian Minos Sukarki in June. That's his biography. This is a real human. I have a photo of him. Why? What's the thing? Attribute analysis. There it is. DNA. I don't know what DNA is. Interesting. I think we're gonna have to loan him out. But let's go look at the squad. First things first. We have James McAtee on trial. Yes, on trial. What? How has he just left Man City on a free? What? Um, my thinking here, but before Svetkovic showed up, was McAtee could be like next year's Lingard, right? He could play in the 10 spot. This is the problem. I have really good scouts now. They're like, look at all these amazing players. I'm like, can't register them, guys. Can't register them, guys. So I'm not sure if this one's going to work out. Maybe we could buy him and agree to loan him out as well. But I just thought, I mean, just he's already like, if we just kick Jesse Lingard to the curb, like mutual termination, that might be funny. Like, hey Jesse, it's been good. Have a good one. Although he is second in the goals, 18 from Nas. Somebody left a very wonderful comment about how to pronounce the G's, and I apologize. I haven't remembered that in my brain. I'm going to say Nasang Ho. We also have Lewis Bate, who is more of that midfielder slash DM, can play the deep line playmaker type role. He just wrapped up with Stockport. 42 appearances out of 681 last season. Probably not. I mean, it says he's a star player. I like that he's 24, but probably, obviously, but between McAtee, Bate, and the guy we own, Svetkovic, I think you take Svetkovic, primarily because he's already here, but McAtee would be a close second. Can we kick Lingard? I hadn't thought about kicking Lingard to the curb. Would he take mutual release on a free? Just pay him. That would be kind of funny. But that seems wrong. So like, okay, my thinking here was we buy Svetkovic, we loan him out to somebody because if we don't loan him out, he's gonna be unhappy. Although I wonder if he would say like, you're obviously trying because you keep clicking the transfer room, loan, blah blah blah, and see if somebody will pick him up. And then Lingard just leaves on a free because his contract's up at the end of the season, and that solves our foreign player roster situation. But and this is and I've put these guys out. We've also had brain is all over the place right now. We've had Koi Kang Min come back from being on loan at Gimcheon. I'm gonna go look that comment up. NJ Brock 22 says from the little bit of research he did, G is roughly a K sound in like 90% of cases. Kimcheon. That sounds familiar-ish in my head. Maybe that's what it is. Koi Kangmin? I don't know. I apologize. But anyway, he was on loan, and he was one of our better midfielders, and I was very confused why he was on loan, and we couldn't recall him, but now he's back. Yay! 25 years old, can play the deep line playmaker role, but is 25, so you still have the under 22 thing to deal with. But him coming back has kind of meant, like, Pek Sankun, who has been complaining and then was like, well, it's fine. Like, I've had a couple players come in and go like, I'm not playing enough. And I was like, yeah, we should probably sell you. And they're like, well, I didn't mean that. I'll earn my spot. And it's like, it's time for you to go. So we've offered them out. We'll see if somebody picks him up. We've got a center back that we haven't used once, so he can just go, although we are a little light on quality depth at center back. Have I listed? Yes. Park Han Bin, same thing. Kind of just all right, 29, 2-star, surplus to requirements. Again, some of these guys have got players or clubs that are interested in them, but that doesn't mean anything because they've not offered anything. But my thinking originally coming back was, okay, we've got now this midfielder who, again, he's better as an attacking central mid than he is a deep line playmaker. But he could do the deep line playmaker roles. Teamwork is the only kind of knock there, but his passing's really good. Technique is really good. His balance isn't perfect, but whatever. And he could rotate in. Would he rotate in? He's on an important player contract. We might need to reduce that. With Min Ji-hoon, who is our kind of best under 22 player right now that we can start. We also have an injury to Koi Min Kyun, the 1.5-star but potential center back / DM that we could play in instances. And we also have Bae Hyun Seo, who is our right back, left back, 2-star. They're all 2-stars. They're 22 or younger, right? But boy, there was a comment about this. Maybe it was also NJ Brock 22. Hodja, Veldine. I know it's Veldine, right? It's not Veldin. Confidence. Has feels alienated because he's not been getting playing time, which I think is ki- kind of fair. But mate, you got 12 starts. We've got Kang Seon Jin, who's got 10 starts and 9 subs. He's on a regular starter contract. He ain't complaining, but also you're making so much more money than him. And you're now 3-star in comparison to everybody else that's currently hanging out in the clubhouse. Do we try and sell him even though nobody is interested? We also have Marco Antonio, who I don't want to sell. Coritiba in Brazil's Serie B has come in and offered like 550 up front, and he's not even interested. And I like his versatility, and he's better than Veldin. So I wouldn't sell him. So I go like, well, what if we sold him and you can't play the ball. We would have to change that. But Marco Antonio doesn't normally start at right back. We currently have a couple of injuries and knocks and suspensions and partridges and pear trees happening in that situation. But if we got rid of Veldin, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foreign players. Right? Let's go to the registration rules. We have 5 foreign players, one of them being Asian, so you can have 6 total, and then we could register Svetkovic. Again, my thinking originally was Lingard leaves at the end of the season, and Svetkovic takes his spot, and everybody else stays. But Svetkovic looks really good. So what should we do here? And also, James McAtee is here. And what's the scout say? Oh, we don't know his wages. Let's do this live. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's say we're really interested in signing him, even though he's not been here very long, and say, okay, thanks for sending over the information. Yep, I remember that. Oh, 21 to 26K per week. That might be a smidge above our wage budget. Oh gosh, could Lewis do that? Not really. He's definitely more of a deep line playmaker. Has he told us what he wants? This is fun. It's midfield. They just got here, to be fair, from a trial standpoint. Just go. How can we keep this guy? Like, does it weaken the squad too much if we try and force Veldin out of the club? Or do we try and loan out Alex Murphy? Although our left and right back situation is poor, and I think it makes more sense to keep him around. And Svetkovic, again, is expecting to be loaned out. So this is kind of a ramble with a little bit of World Cup thrown in and some randomness. Welcome to Old Style GHG if you're new around here. But that's where my brain's at right now is, do we say, you know what, Veldin, you're already upset. We'll put Marco Antonio back here. We'll bring in one of the many mediocre right backs that we've got, to take the right back spot. Antonio plays all the time. But then, I guess the knock-on effect to that is we already kind of have a clog at the top where who doesn't start? That's kind of awkward as well. Maybe I've just talked myself out of that, but it's just like Na Sang-ho has decided he's going to wait till the end of his contract, which is in a year and a half. Okay, so you're going to be here for another 18 months. Cool. I'll probably be gone by then. Maybe. Who doesn't play then? I'm not sure. Maybe it is Lingard. It's like, okay, I feel like our options are Lingard or Veldin. And it seems Veldin probably is the smarter decision, although he's 24, and I always hate doing that, versus Lingard's 34, and we definitely know is leaving. Okay, option A, just loan him out. Option B, Veldin. Option C, try and do something with Jesse Lingard. Thoughts? Hit the like button. This is random. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, I guess. Have a good one.